Well, and there you go. It's the hot mic with Hastings and Lindahl. Oh, it's hot today. Hot, hot, hot. All right. We just, you and I, now Scott's pulled over because he's on his way to Aspen. So you and I decided, you know what? We're going to go ahead and get on and do this thing just in case you have any service problems tonight. Now it's Aspen. I'm sure you could get on Wi Fi, but you've already had a long day. You got an early morning tomorrow. We don't want to risk not getting to talk about this. You and I have
And
talked all,
and you got to walk your dogs when it's cooler.
and I got to walk my dog. You kidding me? My dog needs a damn walk because if not, they get all over each other like two kids fighting all night long. And then I want to go and I want to throw myself off my new deck. So, what do you think about that? All right. Hey, look, you and I've talked a lot that we weren't sure Vaughn Vele was popping the way we thought he was a year ago in camp. Now, I think he's still a really good player, but they get a fourth and a seventh for him today, Scotty. I just don't see how this isn't a win-win for everybody.
No, it's a win-win. I think the prediction of his early demise was a little premature. I think when it was a full room. I heard you and Nate talking about it. You got a draft pick that's as big, same type of guy, has caught everything in camp, and he's not 27. I think the only thing that made Vele more susceptible to being traded like he was or released, and I don't think he was ever going to be released. Legwald today said they probably would have kept six wide receivers, but him being 27 made him 22, 27, 22, same guy. And listen, Vele hurt his leg or missed some time, missed a few days, and then he came back in camp and in the against Arizona, made two or three tough catches. So he was still going to be viable. And, for a guy who missed a handful of games last year and was, you again said this on your show, he was the hot topic coming out of camp. He was kind of your Sean Payton rookie last year in the sense that he ain't going to play early. And then all of a sudden, about game 6, he started getting time. And, he had a nice year, 41 or 43 catches, whatever it was for a rookie that really didn't play much in the first 5 or 6 games. Yeah, so he's a good player. But listen, you drafted him, the 7th round? You drafted him. Great steal, great draft. And now you move it into a 4th and a 7th? Come on now.
And
that's a win-win.
Luka, I'm forgetting his last name and apologize. Luka, the new, what's that?
Doncic.
No. Luka Evans, I think it is, from the Post, said it is the Saints' 4th rounder too. So if the Saints aren't very good, that could be a very, very early 4th round pick you picked up for Vaughn Vele. And look, I think you bring it up. The age is a key issue here because and I think the Broncos would have been happy to keep him. But again, he just wasn't making the same amount of plays that he was last year. And I think Pat Bryant took his reps. I just do. Took his snaps. Sherfield's look good.
Was getting reps. He was getting the Bryant was getting reps. Franklin, let's be honest, Franklin stepped up this preseason. So all of a sudden, listen, it was a crowded room and all of them could play. You probably weren't willing to get rid of Bryant this soon because of the age and your commitment at his draft position. But dude, Saints, listen, he'll start for the Saints.
He will.
I guarantee you, he'll start for the Saints and probably be their best receiver by the middle part of the year.
I think he's a good player, but again, it is a crowded room. And like we said, 27, 28, whatever he's going to be, you don't have 2 or 3 years, but if he's a star in 2 or 3 years, then he's 30. You know what I mean? He needs to play now. He needs to start playing now and get his time in. And I think now the Broncos only go with 5 wideouts, so and possibly creates another spot, Scooty, for one of the running backs. Maybe you keep now both Bidet and McLaughlin, although I think that might have been the case to begin with. Maybe it gives them room for an extra fullback if they want to hold on to Burton. I don't know how it's all going to work out yet, but if you had to guess, where do you think they may use the extra roster spot if they were to go with 5 wide receivers? Do you think they still go 6?
Well, Leggy today said he thought they were going to go 6 wide receivers and 4 running backs anyway. So now you'll probably go just 5. You'll probably find one of the young guys, if you can, number 80, sneak him onto the practice squad because I thought he played good this year. So go 5, gives you a spot. I liked your thinking. I think I like Turner a lot at linebacker. I think he's popped a little bit. I'm not sure you could sneak him on your practice squad. Maybe somebody else. I mean, you could go anywhere if you clear waivers. Somebody else, even if it's a practice squad somewhere else, may offer more money. So, yeah, maybe inside linebacker. I mean, you're a broken thumb and a bad knee away from needing another guy anyway.
Yeah, and I do think, like you said, broken thumb, bad knee, bad foot, because I still think they want to see what Drew Sanders can do. But, you've had enough injuries at that inside linebacker spot. Maybe that's where, like you said, you carry a little bit of an extra guy just to make sure if one of your injured guys. Because the thing that I try to look at, Scotty, and maybe it's stupid because, hey, I'm stupid, but guys have talked about it. Sean's talked about it. McLaughlin played his way with tape during the preseason to you can't cut him. You and I both remember our buddy Jeb Putz here made a one-handed catch on the sideline his rookie year, and Frank Bush, the special teams coach, walked up to him and said, "Thanks, man. You just ruined our plan to try to stash you on the practice squad. Now we're going to have to keep you on the 53. Just joking with him a little bit, but I try to think about guys that have put tape out there. Like I think about that Caleb Lohner, the basketball kid out of Utah, and I think there probably would be league-wide interest. But let's be honest, I don't think Lohner's had a highlight in the preseason. So therefore, I don't know if anyone's going to be too hot to trot to pick him up if you try to get him to the practice squad.
Well, if the only highlight, he did have a catch last game, but he also had like 3 penalties in 4 plays.
It's a great call, and they were pre-snap. They were the ones that the coaches get most mad about. You aren't lined up right, or you jump too early, or whatever. I would also say you mentioned number 80, who's Joaquin Davis, a guy I've been talking about since.
Yeah, I like him.
I think we both like him, but again, I don't know that he's had that catch in the game that's so special. Like you said earlier, you can't sneak into practice squad.
Well, listen, I've always said this jokingly. I used to say it to Alfred, and I used to make Alfred so mad. But NFL players are cattle, and everybody thinks we got to be careful. We put this guy on the practice squad. Somebody else might snatch him. Well, good for that somebody else. If he's not going to be on your 53-man roster, and you lose him when you tried to stash him, guess what? You just lost him. There's going to be another loner. There's going to be another Joaquin Davis. There's going to be another one of those guys. If they ain't good enough to be on your 53, who cares? And I'm not saying that to be cold, but that is what it is.
Well, and another point, we got to talk to Nick Kosmider today, who's joined us on this podcast before. And I thought Nick brought up a great point too. He thought they would keep 6 receivers. He thought they would keep Vaughn Vele, but he said, look, they're not going to dress 6 on a game day. Someone's not going to get a uniform. So even if you don't keep 6 on the actual roster, then maybe it's just for the best. I just think it'll be interesting to see what they do at that roster spot. People have thrown the rumors out there, and I think you guys talked about it yesterday on PhD, noon to 3 every day. Check it out on Altitude Sports Radio. The guys on PhD will be reacting to this news again tomorrow after Scott plays a little golf and then films some golf at Altitude up in Aspen. But you guys talked about a Taysom Hill. If a Taysom Hill were to get released, do you think he has a place here? Because to me, Taysom Hill was not only brought in to run, but also throw deep passes that Drew Brees couldn't throw as easily at the end of his career. I don't think Bo needs that same kind of help.
No, I think Taysom Hill is a Tim Tebow who can throw the football. I don't think he can play fullback, and that's kind of where you would need him to play. I mean, he was more of just, like I said, a Tebow, a running quarterback. So no, man. I mean, listen. He's had a nice career.
Sure.
I mean, he's got to be in his 30s, doesn't he?
He does, and he got paid, man. He's had a hell of a nice career for a guy they didn't know what to do with.
Now, if you think you can bring him in here like Tampa Bay did with Gronkowski, let him miss the first 4 or 5 weeks, and you said, listen, we need one more pass catching guy that we can start in the backfield, let him slide over into the slot, and go do that. But picking him up now, I don't think there's, I guess we'll learn. And it's really funny. You know, we haven't talked about this. It used to be you'd start with 85, then you'd cut down to 75, then you cut down to 65, then you got down to your 53, right? You had all these layers and levels of cut downs, and it was always fun and speculation. You see veterans get released early so that they could maybe hook on to another team. I don't think, I think the team you have, the names we know, is the team you got. And any type of gravy, if there's gravy that comes out there, is just that. And again, and Tyler puts it a good point. You're on that 53 day one. Your contract becomes guaranteed for the rest of the year. So why not wait to grab a Taysom Hill after week 2 or week 3 or week 4?
Yeah, if he's even available. I don't think he's even been released yet. So,
well, that might be. Well, then I heard you say it. Trading for Austin or for
Audric Estime.
Yeah.
It sure doesn't seem.
Trading for Estime, get Taysom Hill in the 7th.
There you go. Fair enough, man. Fair. Although I don't know how many people. Estime is another guy that just hasn't had a lot of. Because see, again, the thing I thought was interesting the other night, Audric Estime got a chance to play. Now it was with the 4th stringers, but Bidet and McLaughlin and the other guys, Blake Watson's a guy that maybe Blake Watson sneaks on this roster. I wouldn't bet on it, but maybe. But Blake Watson looks like a guy that can, no matter who's blocking in front of him, he can get some stuff done. I don't know if Estime is just bitter or not. He just didn't have anything. He had no pop plays the other night,
No, and they ran him dead up the middle. I mean, they aren't also doing any plays. They ain't doing trap sideways. This boom, let cut back. It's like 3 gap, 1 gap, 2 gap. I mean, he's running between the tackles every single time he gets the ball, it seems like.
All right. How about I just put it to you this way? And guys, we're going to have a shorter version of this because Scotty's got to get up to Aspen. Like I said, we didn't want to have anything interfering with the news of the day here. So we're on and we're doing it.
You want to see my view?
Sure. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
So you look at that sunset. Oh, is that a fire? A little fire smoke there too.
No, that's the orange sunset because God's favorite team are the Denver Broncos.
All right. I like that thought. Where are you at? Are you past Silverthorne? You said you're past the tunnel.
Yeah, I'm just past Minturn and whatever that is. Carbon.
My question was going to be, do you think there's any surprises on the roster? Do we have any surprise make-its or are the surprises done?
Oh.
This is probably it, I would think.
The only surprise is if they're set on getting 6 wide receivers.
Okay.
I don't think they would. And then I think your guy Joaquin gets on there as the 6th guy. He's your healthy scratch every game until somebody gets hurt.
Fair enough.
But that'd be one. And listen, I don't know if Turner would be a surprise or not, but god dang, I like him.
Yeah, the inside linebacker, dude, he made a lot of plays, and he's been making a lot of plays all camp. Jeff Legwold's the one who pointed him out to me. And if Jeff Legwold likes him, then I think that's pretty good company to be in. Hey, I wanted to get to
I gotta believe he can play special teams. He's a linebacker.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so, and he looks like he can run, and that's going to be the key. I want to get to one more. Topic before I let you go because this literally just broke. Austin Gomber was given his outright release by the Colorado Rockies. Now, look, I'm not saying anybody needs to shed a tear for a professional player if you don't want to. I get it. But I think you guys probably played the audio. I know we played the audio. Austin Gomber telling the assembled media last night, however 3 or 4 there was, because they don't get coverage anymore, that he's out there just trying to figure it out and basically made it sound like I'm out there on my own trying to figure out is another reason why this damn organization has completely failed the city and the players. Because for that guy to be that broken, I mean, where is anybody on the coaching staff helping that guy figure it out? You got young players all over the place. You got a young catcher. I don't know what he's supposed to say to him. But man, it just hacked me off that we're this broken, that you've got a professional athlete that broken, And he's been this way for 2 or 3 weeks, Scotty. It's not like this is something you didn't see coming. I had told people he was talking to himself, leaving the mound, getting pulled from his last start at Coors Field, like literally up at the sky, half yelling and half talking. And I said, right there, that dude's broken. And you have no better plan but to just send him out there again with no plan to try to fix it?
Well, I said this on my show. I mean, you could tell he was a broken dude in the sound bites we both played. And you do one thing. What's right with your franchise? It's a cold, sterile world. This guy ain't helping us. He's 31 years old. See you later. Thank you. Your salary gets paid for the rest of the year. God bless. But if you're a franchise that actually gives a crap about its players, no matter what the guy can do for you, and even if the guy can only help you for the rest of this year only, you try to do something. You try to get a sports psychologist. You try to work with him. You try to build his confidence up. And they just showed who they are. They're going business side of it. The business side is he's 0 for 7, not pitching any good. See you later.
Yeah, well, I love the fact that you don't have one coach that could try to work it out with him in there. But whatever.
Well, I thought it'd be a great opportunity. You got a young team to see if there's some young guys that you're going to groom to step up in a leadership position that even they could help the guy out a little bit.
Good call. But
listen, listen, Gomber is the hard, cold fact of pro sports. We love you as long as you can help us. Once that's over, adios.
Well, he wasn't coming back here for anything, I would have bet you. By the way, the Rocks about to have a nice payday because Ohtani's pitching tonight, and they're up 2-0 in the top of the third. All right, my friend, appreciate you jumping on and making a little time. I know you got to get to Aspen, a little place called Aspen.
Look at this sun now from the clouds.
I'm loving it. Yeah.
I mean, that is a bright orange sun right there.
Oh, I got some of those the other night. This is a great time of year for sunsets with your sweet glasses on. I want you to watch Dumb and Dumber while you're in Aspen tonight at your big fancy hotel.
Okay.
All right, folks. We'll have a longer version next week, but with Scott's travels today, this is about all we can give you. I may jump on. Scotty, again, has now got to be soccer tournament in Grand Junction on Saturday, but I may just be bored enough to just take a quick 10-minute break with you guys on Saturday at the halftime of the Saints game. We'll see, but look for it there. Otherwise,
or maybe I pull over at halftime after listening to the radio.
All right. Well, but you'll be watching. Elle's still be playing soccer Saturday.
No, she plays at 9.
Oh.
I'll be in the car heading down.
Well, then watch you a little something on your phone, and yeah, we'll talk.
All right, man.
All right, guys. See you. Goodbye, all.